everyone, Comic Review here. This time reviewing on Flashback Spectacular Spider-Man. Now this tells how Peter Parker and Flash Thompson met as kids and how things came into their lives. Now the issue starts off with Stan Lee explaining about the early years of Peter Parker and that. So it starts off at the Parker house where Uncle Ben encourages Peter to go out and have some fun as a kid and spend his, day or weekend out. So, and Uncle Ben encourages Aunt May to let Peter, do what he needs to do and have fun as a kid. So, meanwhile, Peter's walking down the street until Flash Thompson pushes him aside. Kind of a dick move if you think about it. So an elderly gentleman who owns a comic book store helps Peter out and explains that the guy who pushed him was Flash Thompson, saying that he steals baseball cards and thinks that just because his father's a cop doesn't mean he'll go easy on him and that. So Flash Thompson sees some kids playing baseball and he pretty much takes over the whole thing, where he meets his sister, who explains to him to find Dad because it's going to be a shift, and saying, like, you know what, Shrimp? I hate you. Yeah, it's kind of a dick thing to say. So, meanwhile at a bar, Flash Thompson's father is drinking away his sorrows. At the same time, the guy says that it's time for him to get to work and stuff, and says that why don't you go home, get yourself ready for work, go ahead now, the rest, the beer's on me. And he says that nobody tells Harrison Thompson what to do. Okay, one, you are really gonna get yourself in a lot of trouble assaulting someone at a bar, and someone could easily, press charges against you even though you're a cop. So he explains that it's time for him to get back to work, and he says that he shouldn't be here. So Flash's dad hits him across the mouth and realises his mistake and apologises, so they head back home. So Peter came back from the library until Flash Thompson pushes him again, and Peter gets really annoyed at him. So meanwhile, Flash's mum and her children are helping her husband out and gets him back into top shape again. So Flash pretty much heads off, saying that he's tired of living like this, and that even though his mother offers to make lunch, she says keep your stupid lunch. And pretty much Peter is out somewhere, and Uncle Ben says that why don't you go out and play outside. And meanwhile, Flash Thompson is causing trouble out and about, stealing comic books, taking people's food from them, just because his dad is a big shot cop. So meanwhile, outside of playing at a baseball game, Flash pretty much picks on this kid who mercilessly beats the crap out of him and makes him cry back and takes on the pitching thing. And, and he also puts on a great show pretending to be this great kid. So Peter Parker is behind the bench, don't know what to do, and pretty much Flash ends up trying to catch the ball. Peter grabs it, but ends up losing it. And Flash pretty much makes fun of Peter, where Peter walks off. Flash sneaks in, and he finds his father furious at him, saying that he got a call from the guy at the comic book store saying that he stole the comics, and they get into an argument, and Flash doesn't know what he says because he calls him a big stupid drunk, and Flash dad beats the merciful crap out of him with his sister watching in horror or hearing it. So despite Flash's sister offering to give Flash some food, he doesn't want any. So his dad says that he's sorry for what he had to do and he hoped he understood. So meanwhile, Uncle Ben and Aunt May apologise to Peter for forcing him to go outside and stuff. Now, it's not their fault. I can understand, because sometimes kids need to go outside to have some fun, be themselves, but it's up to them what they do. So Uncle Ben offers to take Peter to the movie theater and the museum and stuff. So afterwards, Peter and Uncle Ben go home with some ice cream, and they decide to have some for themselves without any spoons. And Flash, sees Peter there, and doesn't know how lucky he is to have someone like him. Now, the issue I find is pretty good, because we find out a bit more about Flash's life, and why he acts like this, why he becomes like this. Because in life, if you come from a bad background, or if anything happens to you, you just want to believe what you think is right. So I give this comic a pretty good thumbs up. So that's my review, comic review here, starting out.